Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, at this point, like, I'm gonna be real. MAGA is in a different place right now. MAGA's in a bad place right now, and I feel bad for the MAGA audience because, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein is getting crazy. But anyways, let's see, man. We got MAGA man tries to rewrite history, gets fact checked into oblivion. Let's check it out, man. Subscribe. Let's go.
We all grew up listening to the speeches that H-men gave to the German people and troops. Couldn't understand what they were saying, but boy, they said...
He already started stupid. Y'all, for y'all who don't know who H-man is, he's talking about Hitler. All right? And on TikTok, for some reason, we're not allowed to say his name. Can't say his name at all on TikTok, right? So he's talking about German. He's talking about Hitler. A MAGA person is talking about Hitler. That's just not a good combination right now with how people look at Trump.
Sounded menacing. I mean, that just sounds evil. Well, now they've got AI that translated it into English. It talks about Christian values and moral integrity and how valuable women are to a society. Damn, it's not quite as bad as I thought it was. And then it talks about the media being so corrupt. It played a big part in the Germans having their culture stolen from them. Damn, these are things we worry about. And, I can't help but think we might have been on the damn wrong side of history.
Before you listen to the always brilliant...
And they're like, listen, I love this country. I do. But there are some stupid fucking people in this country, bro. And I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, what happened? Like, that was the one thing, like, in high school we all had to learn. We learned more about that than we did about slavery. So, like, it's tripping me the fuck out how dumb some of these people are when it comes to this topic. Like, they really don't know. They really have no clue what happened. It's crazy.
Brilliant, good trouble completely dismantle this MAGA man's insane argument. Let's first turn to a marginally less insane take from Trump's border czar and former Obama appointee, Tom Homan.
Same as day one. National security threats, public safety threats are always the priority. But if you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table. I mean, I see people, saying we're arresting non-criminals. Well, they're in the country illegally. That's our job. And we told ICE agents in the process going out looking for the bad guy. And this is the problem with sanctuary cities. When we go to the community to go find the criminal, many times they're with others. Others that may not be a criminal target, but they're in the United States illegally, they're coming too. We're going to force immigration law. Unlike the last administration where Secretary Mayorkas instructed ICE, you can't arrest an illegal alien for simply being here illegally. They got to be arrested or be convicted of a serious criminal offense. He rewrote the law. That's not what the law says. We're going to force law. That's what the people put President Trump in office to do, and that's what we're doing.
Yep, you heard that right.
Like, is that really wrong, though? All the way. Like, nah, because technically, you are breaking the law being here legally. Technically. You know what I'm saying? So, like, is he really wrong, though? You know what I'm about to do? Just to make sure, like, I can see y'all real good, I'm going to look at this. This is how I'm going to start doing the videos. That way I know I'm looking directly into your soul.
Someone gave the game away and didn't even try to mask the administration's true intentions regarding undocumented immigrants. It was never about just deporting en masse of, quote, bad guys or convicted criminals, but rather about intimidating and inflicting pain, paranoia, and fear into anyone who can be perceived as an undocumented immigrant by law enforcement. Keep that in mind as Good Trouble tears into this Hitler apology.
He ain't say that shit. I ain't trying to, like, dismantle Rebel HQ. I like you, bro, but he didn't say that. He said if you here illegally, then they gonna arrest you, point blank period. He didn't say nothing about, like, no person like in suspicion of being here illegally. He said if they figure out you're here illegally, then you're gonna be arrested, along with the person who's the criminal. That's what he said.
You hear this dude's words for the first time in English. The same words Donald Trump, the guy in your hat, is parroting to you. They're poisoning the blood of our country. They're vermin. The press is lying to you.
We got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country.
Communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin.
I want you all to know that we are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake.
They say Obama stirred up the hate in this country, but listen to this dude. How are they confused that this dude didn't stir up the hate to a whole nother level? How are they so confused about it?
A few days ago, I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people. They're very dishonest people. In fact, in covering my comments, the dishonest media did not explain that I called the fake news the enemy of the people, the fake news. They dropped off the word fake. And all of a sudden, the story became the media is the enemy. They take the word fake out. And now I'm saying, oh no, this is no good. But that's the way they are.
Why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. I'm going to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter.
Instead of going, man, I must be wrong because I find myself agreeing with Hitler, you say, maybe he was right.
This MAGA man is a perfect example of the team sports mentality we have in American politics. Because Trump has been rehashing and parroting the same fascist talking points that Hitler did. In the MAGA man's mind, it doesn't make logical sense that our country was on the right side of history for fighting Hitler because he's on the same team as MAGA. That's wild.
It is wild.
Wild, people. Yeah. But in the same breath, it's not.
You grew up wondering, like I did, how the did Germans allow this to happen to that many people?
Right.
We are watching it with you happen in real time. This take is beyond embarrassing. It's disgusting and dangerous. Watching you people try and reconcile with the idea that you can't be wrong about anything, which means the other option must be true, which means that that guy had some good ideas. You tell me, man, I am fully serious. Look at this photo, and you tell me if you think that we were on the wrong side of mother history.
And let me add to that. Fascism and authoritarianism, they don't just happen all at once. It's a slow boil, right, that takes decades, where those in power use culture war issues and other political distractions like war to gradually turn up the heat and slowly normalize their consolidation of power. And we're seeing the first steps of it happening right now. So many distractions, whether it's war or whether it's, the war on DEI and the war on trans people, the war on immigrants. It's all a distraction, and this is what you build, right? And then, of course, lawsuits that they're bringing against universities, right, and law firms that don't want to abide by what their agendas are from the Trump administration. This is what's going on, people. This is what's going on. Wake up. Wake up.
We're going to double down and triple down on sanctuary cities. Why? Not because we're a blue city or blue state, because we know that's where the problem is. We know they're releasing public safety threats and national security threats to the streets every day because they don't honor our detainers. We know that. We don't have that problem like in Florida, where every sheriff in the state's working with us. So where we're going to send our assets, we're going to send them where the problem is.
And that's interesting because there are a lot of immigrants illegally here in Florida. That's what makes that really interesting, though. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's getting weird, man.
Sanctuary cities. So I've said it before. We'll flood the zone of sanctuary cities. If they don't let us arrest a bad guy in the county jail, they're going to arrest him in the community. We're going to arrest him at a work site.
Don't do that to the Haitians. They're going to whoop your ass. Shout out to the Haitians. Sac passe! Sac passe!
So we're going to increase community operation. We're going to increase worksite enforcement operation. We're going to get the bad guys. So if they don't want to help, get out of the way. We're coming to do it.
Immigration, the paranoia surrounding crime, trans people, These are just some of the political distractions that the Trump administration is using to justify the corruption.
The top team in the White House has been working on, including Secretary No.
I think that's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nah, it ain't Marjorie Taylor Greene. I can't think of her name, but that's the border czar right there.
Including Secretary Thomas Dreamer on the H-2A streamline, the current visa system that allows seasonal workers in. So we are hard at work. We've already made some changes. We're going to make it cheaper, more efficient, and more effective for those farmers. We will have a 100% legal workforce very, very soon, thanks to President Trump's leadership. First thing I'll say is the president has been unequivocal that there will be no amnesty, and I think that's very, very important.
Damn.
I and the rest of our cabinet certainly support that, effectuate that, and make sure that happens every single day. The second thing, to your question about mass deportations, the president and I have spoken about that once or twice, and he has always been of the mindset that at the end of the day, the promise to America to ensure that we have a 100% American workforce stands, but we must be strategic in how we are implementing the mass deportation so as not to compromise our food supply. Ultimately, the answer on this is automation, also some reform within the current government.
Hear what she said? So we don't compromise our food supply. You understand, like, what she's getting at is that Americans are not going to go work these jobs. The thing that keeps our food supply going is illegal immigrants. They go and work the jobs that we don't want to work. And that's what keeps the farmers afloat. If you send all those people home, we're fucked. That's why they're trying to get visas passed for those people to stay specifically in the country. There's a reason why every president wasn't doing this the way people think they were doing it. They know that it can disrupt the entire economy just to fucking do it.
Governing structure. And then also when you think about, there are 34 million able-bodied adults in our Medicaid program. There are plenty of workers in America, but we just have to make sure we're not compromising today, especially in the context of everything we're thinking about right now. So no amnesty under any circumstances. Mass deportations continue, but in a strategic and intentional way as we move our workforce toward more automation and toward a 100% American workforce.
I find it abhorrent and disgusting listening to Rollins' bigoted and dystopian vision for the future of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that go, but like basically like the whole Hitler thing is fucking crazy. And I'm hearing it too. Like, trust me, I'm around a lot of MAGA people day in and day out, and trust me, some of them literally believe Hitler was good. We're fucked. I mean, look, we're damn near fucked as a country. Like, we are, but I don't know. Maybe not. I could be wrong about that. But anyways, y'all, I'm out. Peace.